for these hits. Jing, though, no flashes in his hand, no curveballs available. Forsaken with that Sheriff, not able to connect onto Cracks immediately. Toxic screen up here to prevent Paper Rex from encroaching on this B site. And it is going to allow a rotation over. Captain sneaking his way over in through spawn, but Paper Rex going to actually change directions, try to set up a crunch here through Link.
Ping's coming down. Kiwi very cognizant that this push can be coming through, but as the smoke start getting popped, he actually turns his attention back over towards the site, and the timing is absolutely perfect here for something who manages to find the second kill. Crack's going to be taken down. Dash forward the site now theirs. It's just that minor little distraction. Kiwi not ready for him. 3 players to try to get the retake. 2 frenzies and a classic in hand. Turk getting the spot onto 1. Spam across, something trying to get him through the box. Can't make it happen, but Jing and Devi could be finding 1 apiece, and now it's all onto Captain. See if he can find anything. Push in, Jing just challenges on the corner, finds the headshot. It's flawless fashion. And a 3rd pistol round win for Paper Rex.
Yeah, Paper Rex, again, in the group stage, a little bit shaky on their pistols, but here, flawless. A really good adjustment. It's really showing some different looks. Showing some patience here, like Mimi was just talking about on the desk. She wanted to see Paper Rex kind of wait out some of this utility from the side of FUT, and they do that this time, and they catch him completely off guard. Those smokes there change the direction of Kiwi, who for a moment seemed to be aware of the lurk and sets up something for 2 kills, and you do not want to get something heated up here on this Jet on this map. We've seen what he can do, folks. He will just come right at you with those shorties and make your life a living hell.
It took a while to get warmed up a bit there on the Reyna, and then, as you're saying, once it did happen, it became completely unassailable. Looking for the challenge, looking for that quick little
Heal,
scope
please.
in and put some damage through, but yep, the heal is going to be there right on cue. The site now taken, and FUT full 4-man rotation around the back, now cutting their way through the attacker's spawn. See if they can try to catch anybody off guard. But as soon as Paper Rex get a sense of this, they can just turn all their attention over here towards long.
Let's see if they can avoid feeding Jing any more ult orbs to get that run it back online. Trying to maybe play off of that A corner there towards the ult orb to see if they could catch Paper Rex leaning that direction. A lot of times you're going to see Jing in particular fighting over that area.
This is a much better pivot.
Yeah.
Make their way through the link and just go down to the spike. Don't give any of those extra ult orbs over, as you were saying. And Paper Rex make their exit. FUT now in pole position. Just go ahead and sack themselves. So that's going to be Paper Rex moving up yet again, flawless fashion now. Up 2-0. As this is the start that they would have wanted to have back on Ascent.
Absolutely. This is scary now. As you still have a couple rifles in the mix for Paper Rex, 3 Spectres, able to get through that fairly unscathed. A few buys have to come through, but going to have a little bit of extra room to maneuver will Paper Rex, even if this round goes sideways. This time around, you can see you've got the double flash, and this is really just classic Paper Rex on this map. They love to throw the hot hands right at the ground here, send the flash out, Jing can curveball around the corner. Even with that gravity well, if anybody had made the mistake of waiting around with all that utility coming at you. And it guarantees Jing this ult orb. He's so good with the way that he plays this. He is, again, like we talked about on the previous map, he's a human owl drone. He's just coming at you all the time, and he's willing to do that. He's willing to do the dirty work for Paper Rex to set them up for success on this map.
3 players ready to receive here as Paper Rex make their way forward onto the A site. Ball goes up, it's all going to be cleared out. Identifying 1 over towards Flowers, the swing, and Cracks look at the challenge on the fight. Ends up getting taken down as Forsaken is just rushing into the back of sight. And finds 2 before Mr. Fallen can get the better of him. Still that man did his advantage. There for the side of FUT, and a weapon upgrade into the hands of Mind Freak, swapping that Spectre for a Vandal.
I mean, that's huge. Paper Rex comes out with a man advantage and still keeps the gun.
A lot of pressure now. Get ready to swing onto the corner. The dink instantly in. Devi finding 1. Has to go for the reload. No, swaps over to the Ghost now. Covering fire. Not there from something, and he actually gets punished and noted. Mind Freak over at Art. Dealt with. The swing out. Mr. Fallen down to a sliver. 11 HP remaining for him. They still haven't got the spike over towards half. Something swings out. Finishes off the enemy Killjoy. Take on the hold, the Jing just gets right up close and personal here with Maj. It's not going to be a flawless, but it's still going to be a bonus converted here as PRX now move up 3-0.
And now Jing's got that run it back online already. He will be cycling through those very, very quickly. Sheriffs have to come out once again for FUT. And PRX so diligent here. Forsaken on the point, so quick with that Vandal. And again, the fact that they're able to keep it in their hands. So useful. And just good patience, good diligence there at the end by something in Jing. No one overstepping. No one giving Maj that chance to clutch it out. And here we go.
Comes in, full Sheriff purchase here for the side of FUT to try to turn the tides. They know how good they can be when they have these defensive lineups here. With those Sheriffs, hold an angle, get those headshots through, but they're still playing very far back as they go for the gamble stack over towards B. Which just leaves Mr. Fallen all on his lonesome, but he still gets the headshot and now has a weapon recovered. What an opening from him.
That's just a great read. Expecting someone to push that angle, expecting the W keying from PRX. He profits from it.
Forsaken. Not going to give Cracks the same opportunity, though. Manages to find him. Takes him down. Snappy is Defy. Locks in here onto Mr. Fallen now. That's going to be the running back. Pop Jing rushing forward. Looks for one. Gets him. He's sent back over in towards A main. We're out of Captain now. Finding himself an elimination. Defy taken down, but the hot hands come in to further delay. They also have that grab well set up as long as Mindfreak doesn't get caught. Tap onto the spike. Smoke down. Well gets popped there. It's pulled off it. Now it's just not really any time remaining. Mindfreak pushing forward. Just gives his life to the cause here, but Attic Captain will be able to come away with 3 kills. A very solid round from him. They cannot get that round win. They cannot get that thrifty converted, but it's still a Red Bull clutch here for the side of PRX.
Yeah, and this is the other layer to the kind of the compositional differences here. With Attic Captain on that Brimstone, yeah, he's got a molly, but you've also got the Gravity Well for Mindfreak to buy time. You've got the hot hands, you've got the nano swarms. Just like a lot of compositions on this map, even though PRX is a little bit off kilter compared to most, they still have a ton of delay. And I mean, Alex would like it a little cleaner, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was anything but. We will have a timeout called first and foremost here from the side of FUT, wanting to pump the brakes and try to get that round on board. Because again, yes, it's not that round win coming through. It is a clutch at the hands of PRX. But all things considered, going into that with the attempt at the thrifty, that's still about as good as it can be without getting the round win itself. So much damage dealt. You're, forcing some more purchases to come through. This means that right now only Jing and something really have any kind of established economy. And this also now allows for Kiwi to get himself an operator into his hands at long last.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, really, just FUT there had a good round. It just wasn't quite quick enough on that retake. Again, Mr. Fallen finding a good angle to keep that gun, or get that gun into his hands. Try to put some pressure onto PRX, but now coming through into the 5th round, let's see if they can get some value out of this operator. And PRX maybe going to let up off the A attacks for now. Last couple of rounds, they've just been hitting that A orb with those flashes.
I think they might just keep doing it,
yeah.
Especially once they realize that Kiwi does have this op. Gotta try to approach B from a slightly different angle.
Let's see if they're going to be able to kind of sniff this out. It looks like maybe a mid-crunch here. Potentially expecting some aggression. Turret put up by Forsaken. Something's going to use that to take space there, knowing that nobody's peeked out. Alarm bot around the corner. You got the Astra Star there to cover here for something, and he saw it.
Oh, spotted him, but cannot get that punish. Mr. Fallen wisely just playing back. Bot will get cleared. Giving him the opportunity here to find anything off the back end of it. Mr. Fallen just going to be fading away into the site itself.
And they're going to rotate over towards Art. Cracks waiting. A couple flashes still available. Could really set up here with Maj to put some hurt onto PRX.
He's in position, swings onto the corner, but something still comes away with the kill. 11 HP. We'll just go ahead and shift walk over towards Defy and get that heal through.
It's a good attempt by FUT, but still PRX able to just get one and get out. And even when he's not on the Reyna, something is still so good to just not overextend. And a good check.
Okay, Jing is still just plus forwarding out into the open and gets punished for it. Nice shot by Kiwi. Very necessary hit. Flash not going to connect. Kiwi with The change up here on a position, managing to find something. The full flash here on a Mr. Fallen, but they don't push the corner. They don't find that punish. Time dwindling. The spike now on the floor. Mindfreak finding the kill. Forsaken finding another one, but has to go for the reload. Time running out. 8 seconds remaining. Tap on the plant. The swing in at a captain. Running out of bullets now. Running out of life. Forsaken shuts him down. He finds a 3K to close out the round. And PRX just steal it away from FUT like thieves in the night.
I'm just blown away. I thought FUT had that round. Kiwi was doing a good job. Jing just kind of running out there, giving Kiwi the ability to re-peek and find that first kill. And he finds a second in there too, but then they get kind of crossed up here in between the two players, and that's just heartbreaking. It looked so good at the beginning for FUT, but this is what makes PRX so frustrating to play against, is they're just so individually talented top to bottom. Their clutch ability is through the roof.
I mean, Kiwi hitting shots like that, Jing literally running it down, just inting into B-Long, and they still can't get the round. It's a heartbreaker. Forsaken now is just,
oh boy,
he's just forcing his way into Art. Finds a third, it's another 3K. Kiwi stuck here backside, wants to put these knives to good use, but just cannot make it happen. Swing around the corner, Maj will put an end to Jason's reign of terror. Now the spike is planted, 3 members strong. What's the call here for Maj?
It's obviously going to be very, very difficult with the way that PRX has fanned out. A couple flashes still left even for Devi. Maj is going to have to go absolutely huge.
Flash just enough to get the confirmation on his position. Devi decides to face in for the fight. A 6-0 beginning here for the side of PRX. I mean, we know how strong they are on this attacking side. They've proven it time and time again with this composition. But one of the worrying things is that they have been doing this composition all year long.
Yeah.
And still, people have not figured out how to really counteract it.
No, and look, part of the problem going up against PRX is they're very creative, and this is something that I've talked with Coach Alex a lot about, is that he doesn't want to stifle their creativity. Part of his coaching style is allowing them to just kind of figure it out on their own, to kind of do some crazy stuff and just see if it sticks or not. And these guys are just so individually talented and so smart, and they just grind. You know, Forsaken will sit by himself in a solo match, just looking at lineups, just seeing what he can get done, see what kind of weird stuff he can find. And it works because they're just grinders, man.
Right. Into the site, something, finding out a captain before he can make his way out the secret. It's that opening kill. Smoke's now taken away from them. Knockdown is available here from Mr. Fallen. Probably feel a lot better about committing it if they had a kill already, but instead it's just going to be the overlapping Venn diagram formed here. Pushing the flowers, something finds Maj. Lockdown destroyed. Taking a look at the hold back over towards R, ends up getting taken down. Mr. Fallen finding that opening kill, but something gets himself a third. Looks for another one, but cracks, finds the kill. Knife across, but given that they have this operator in hand, they just have to go for the save. They have to allow for PRX to move up 7-0. Jing wants to try to take it away from him.
I mean, PRX is just so clean. Their mechanics are so good, and you know, Jing again, happy to die here with the economy the way it is. He's happy to go hunting for this op. He doesn't care if he gets another ult charge in. That's his job. His job is to collect ult charges at any cost.
It is. A little bit more curious about Mindfreak also dying to the spike at the very end.
I don't know.
There,
you know, that's just W gaming things, man.
He's got so much money, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. I mean, they did yeet an op into the spike earlier in the event, so at this point,
true.
Whatever.
Well, it's the second and last timeout now called here from FUT. Just 8 rounds into this first side of the map here. Just feeling desperate. Guy is just wanting to somehow be able to break through this PRX attack and be able to shut them down, get that first round on the board. You have to imagine that if they can get that, it's going to be such a sigh of relief, and then from there you can start finding your comfort. But at the moment, there's just been no comfort spotted whatsoever.
Yeah, and all it takes is one round, and everything can change. And they've got a couple great ults to work with. You've got the Orbital Strike, you've got the Viper's Pit, so you can, throw some wrenches at PaperX. And look, if you start taking rounds off of PaperX, sometimes they slide. Sometimes they kind of do what I call the Mobius strip of W gaming, where they look brilliant for a long time and then they kind of start to not. And you can kind of really string together a lot of rounds against them because sometimes their creativity kind of works against them, where they get a little over creative and they do things that cost them some rounds. So you just got to start finding that success as FUT. See if you can really put your foot down here and find success off this round, because it feels like it's got to come now or never. With these big alts online, with the money invested in this round, Achilleos, it has to be here.
Flash out of the corner, not going for the full commit this time. This A-main play. Just check on the corner, not spotting anything there. Looks like Kiwi's just going to be holding the line in case they swing their way back over towards this A site, but as we can see, mid, it's being, the space just being taken here from PaperX.
I got the spike.
Kiwi's got to be a little bit careful. There's no information on Art right now for FUT. If PaperX were to rotate through here, they could just catch Kiwi off guard in the back. Maybe he gets one, but getting more than that's going to be very challenging. If he can do it, it's going to be impressive.
Oh, Forsaken right now is getting ready to swing on this corner that he's been holding the entire time, but he fades away from it right as he would have crossed in. And I think that dash through, did he spot him? Looks like the answer is going to be no. Forsaken, though, striking. Jing taken down once again. Forsaken finds the kill, a 1-for-1 exchange as the site gets taken here from PaperX. Spot on the one, couple shots across on it, cracks the commit there onto the plant from Divine. He barely manages to make it out. Life intact. Down to 30 HP, but survives. Pit is available if they could.
They get there. If they can get there.
Smoke gives him some cover to try to inch forward. Shots exchanged. Fragment down. Checking on the right side, Cubby. Knives now out. Something up over the top. Sends the right click. Not going to be able to find anything, but Forsaken with a spam will take down Captain. Gets him off the spike. They're looking to hold this one up to half. They at least make it to that mark. The swing around now from Mindfreak. Arrives off the flank. Finds two. Something gets the finisher. And PaperX will not relent. They will not slow down. They're now up 8-0.
And this is just FUT giving up some space through Art and PaperX being diligent enough to kind of recognize that open area. Forsaken finds the perfect timing. Right when Kiwi starts kind of hearing potential sound there from the Art direction, has to turn his attention, and that's where Forsaken makes his move. It's so smart from Forsaken. And they are able, yes, Kiwi gets one, but that's site, that's plant. Mindfreak doing a wonderful job in the post plant as the Astra. Those gravity wells so tricky. A flash and dash shut right down by Devi.
Trying to go for it again, but prepared. Gets the punish. Kiwi on the floor. Something with the attack up, because why not? As the pings come down. Still, though, showing some respect, not just fully rushing into the site. As I say that, right back going to be popped. Jing onto the corner. Ends up getting flushed out of that one pretty quickly, and cracks with a nice little double up. The punish there onto the run and back, finds Mindfreak, finds Jing, but unfortunately, it's just Maj with 18 HP and a dream.
Poison's off.
Poison gets dropped, creeping forward, spots the barrel one, and gets the kill. Some decent damage dealt there. Blood flowing a little bit more for the side of FUT in that round, but it's still going to be,
Sit down. We're not done yet.
thus far, perfect run from PaperX.
Yeah, and now PaperX is even going for an Odin. That doesn't happen very much on this map that I can remember. Seeing Forsaken snag an Odin on Pearl. So let's see what kind of insanity. Maybe just a play through doors. I'm seeing the Astra orb at mid doors. Maybe they're going to try to catch somebody coming out of there and then spam it down potentially if he does hang on to this Odin, and he is going to. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Down to 10 HP. A little bit of a delayed reaction here from Something. Still comes away with one kill. Kiwi gets Forsaken, but then it's traded out by Devi. So swiftly back and forth here. PaperX very much landing with the man advantage.
But again, it's new things from PaperX that I'm just, not familiar with, that I don't see them do very often, if ever. And this is just what makes them so special. They're like listening to a jazz band. It's just everything is changing all the time. And that's what makes them so difficult to play against. Not only is their aim out of this world, but they're really, really creative.
It's been those things that are keeping FUT It's caught off guard time and time again. Go toe-to-toe, you know, aim-wise, gunfire-wise, but you can't anticipate where the players are going to be coming from, what they're going to be doing. It just makes it so difficult to find success. Flash up into heaven, spots one, cracks now presence noted all the way back at main. So for the 0 point, and okay, gets the shot, that's what I'm talking about.
Still a chance.
One, but I mean, there's just no time at this point. 10 HP would be the clutch of the century if he would have been able to pull it off, but now it's just a 10-0. The streak continues here from the side of PRX as they look for a completely flawless half.
It's just incredible. I mean, I thought maybe if they could dial up some tempo off the back of that cracks shot towards long B, maybe they could get something going, but again, it's just something very uncharacteristic off the start, and it throws things into chaos, and you can see the frustration on FUT, and that is a thing to be feared, is Forsaken laughing. That is not something you want to see as an opponent. He is just having a wonderful time up there. Not going to be grabbing an Odin again. Still have a Cosmic Divide. Seekers for PRX now for their ults. And that Viper's Pit still available for Maj. Still hasn't been able to find a chance to use it.
Yeah, this hasn't been a great opportunity for Captain pulling back away from the angle, staring up into A main. Pulls back, rotations in. 3 players strong here on the site as Maj. Let's go take a peek over towards Waters. Make sure that there's no one lingering forward. Something just swinging around once again. Looking like he wants to get control of Art.
I've got your
They've been so good with the Sheriffs previously.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's the run it back.
They just push forward here in towards Jing, and yeah, Captain going to be good for 2. Finds Mind Freak as well. Caught with Util in hand. Fantastic timing and punish coming through. Forsaken desperately needs some heals, but he knows that there's just players on all sides of him right now. Flash out, look to challenge with the Fight Device, swing on the corner, manages to get both of them. Captain and Kiwi both shut down. Now into a 2v2, something tagged out to 11, and Maj finishes the job. Fantastic shot from him. Devi is eating the decay, eating some damage from the bite even. Plans for back sight.
And Devi's been so good in these situations this year.
He has been, but that will be the headshot to finally put FUT on the board. Mr. Fallen helps make it happen off the back of the setup from Captain. Fuse comes in. One more round to be played in the half, but it is not going to be a flawless at all. In fact, it's a MasterCard Thrifty of all things to get FUT online.
Yeah, this is where they really, really needed to get something. I don't know if it'll be enough, but Jing one away from the run it back. He didn't have it there for some. It looked like he did briefly, but.
And you can see right there on their faces that sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Finally jumping that first hurdle. There's many, many more to go, but that is the start. Nearly 5 ultimates online here. Let's see what use FUT can put them to.
One away, again, from the run it back, from the Blade Storm here for PRX. It's going to get a lot of information off of that knife. Again, PRX setting up for that hit to get this orb to Jing. And they're going to use that, get a read, potentially, on this A site. See if Jing does want to pop it and make a go. Yeah, they're not going to go for it just yet. Just checking to see what kind of contact is going to be right around the corner. And you can see FUT really wants to make sure that this run it back is shut down right away, that they're not really able to gain a lot of space and information off of it. Here we go.
Right. Run it back comes through. Nano Swarm. Very minor amount of damage on the Cap, but it helps flush them out. Run it back. He wants to put this to some kind of use. Is gaining some information, but before he can clear the backside of that nebula, he does end up getting snapped back over in towards A main, so didn't get too much info. Aside from that secret had been cleared out.
You should run.
Devi spotting the molly. The flash doesn't go deep enough from cracks. And Devi guns down 2. Captain will be able to find him, and now something arrives from behind. Gets the kill. Maj is dead. Mr. Fallen lives up to the name, and there you have it. Not allowing them to get that second round of the half. It's 11-1, damn near perfection from the side of PRX.
Just incredible stuff here. You know, they kind of recognize that there's going to be a lot of pressure outside of A main, and so they just start spreading the map, and yeah, a bit unfortunate with that flash. Gives Devi a little bit of an easier time, and then something's just pushing flanks. Everybody's getting all over the map. For PaperX, and FUT can just not get a read.
It's been a rough go. They get a little bit of time to take a breath to try to recover here. We're going to go ahead and throw over to a video there where we're able to sit down and hear from Mindfreak.
I mean, we're feeling great because last year we didn't make out of groups, and today we make out of groups. So yeah, we kind of excited, I guess. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of happy that we won against EDG, so we have more time to prepare like any new strategy and new tactic and that kind of stuff. Because coming to this event, I don't think like we add something new. We just like play the way we play like in regional league in Korea. I think they improve, but at the same time we just keep, I don't know, I think my teammate is like really on fire today, so that's why I think on Fracture we kind of win like kind of easily.
There's a judge waiting for them. Do they dare step? Do they dare venture? Kang falls. It's PaperX in control. Lovely response, ready for it. And something in their faces.
I mean, obviously, like, we don't have like pressure on anything. I mean, low-key, we kind of like to be like underdog and everything, because like, imagine if we win and we keep their mouth shut, you know what I'm saying? So I think we kind of like low-key really like being underdog on everything.
And you see him lounging there on stage, not a care in the world at the moment here for Mindfreak nor the rest of PaperX. They're sitting pretty. Been flawless so far as the pistols are concerned. And this is where FUT absolutely need to get themselves on the board. They need to start off with that win.
Yeah, and even getting that pistol feels like it might not be enough. I mean, there has to be so much more here from FUT on this attacker side. Nobody's even got double-digit kills yet for FUT. The most is 7 for Ada Captain and Kiwi. That's it, and you've got 14 for Forsaken, 13 for Devi, 13 for something. I mean, they're just having a great time as PaperX. You can see some defenders pings out, but it's not going to actually be Jing pushing that A orb. They're going to go for a mid play. FUT just diving right in towards A.
Rush coming through. You have the nanoswarm setups here at backside. Ada Captain with the molly actually catches Mindfreak all the way back here.
The combo.
In the dugout. Kiwi eating a bit more damage than he probably would have liked. Does go back and try to recover a ghost. Takes that one up. The entry now coming through for Forsaken. Swinging forward onto the side. Not going to be good for one. Gets taken down by Mr. Fall and Devi. Finding cracks, but now Maj finding something. Devi still good with it though. Finds the second kill. Frenzy in hand. 2 tucked away here. Into the dugout. Finds himself a third. Jing snaps on. Gets out of Captain. Push out. It's all to do for Kiwi, but he cannot get it done. A monstrous pistol round here from the side of Devi, and PaperX will now move up the match point.
I love the start here for FUT. I love this combo with the molly and the snake bite to clear out Cubby.
Match point.
But it's just not enough. I mean, PaperX is just so good. And Mindfreak just trying to do something, but there's a snake bite behind him, molly right on top of him. Nothing he could do. You can see a little bit of frustration for Mindfreak, but PaperX, though, should not be frustrated in the slightest. 3 Guardians. Of course, the rifle for Devi, punching on a Spectre. And it is a force buy for FUT. Has to be.
Spend it if you got it. That's the mantra here for this round, and that's a great start as Maj melts through Jing. Devi on the corner, though, still managing to spray down 2. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, just not even 20 seconds into this one, it's a 2v2 remaining. 2 Guardians here for Forsaken and something. Something already arrived, back sight. Does he realize that Ada Captain's already here? No, he does not. Swing onto the corner, Ada Captain finds that kill. It's everything here for the side of Forsaken to try to end this game right here, right now. It seems like FUT should very much have this one in hand.
Just the turret to play with for Forsaken here. See if he can find the angle, but tucked in behind the site. Armage and Ada Captain.
Let's find one hell of a timing. Spots him. Counter swing not coming through, and he can't snap on Maj. A 3K here for the Viper player. And FUT, well, that force bite, it manages to work its magic. They keep themselves alive and in the game.
Yeah, and now they're going to be able to grab rifles, couple half armors. Device already got Seekers online. He's having a really good start here this second half. Able to just weather the storm. So far is FUT. Some signs of life as well. Stinger, some Sheriffs. That's all that is going to be in the hands. Oh, just Sheriffs. They dropped the Stinger. And they're going to go up for the Marshal for something, certainly.
Call came in, buying down just a bit too much. Don't want to completely wreck your economy. Marshall, the headshot connects and cracks us. Knocked out of the park. What a shot from him. Looks for another one, still holding a wide angle, ends up getting gunned down. Great shot from Kiwi. Alleviates a lot of pressure. Still these Sheriffs to be worried about as Device swings in the corner behind the screen and just one-taps him.
They have to leave. They just got backed off with Sheriffs and Marshals off of a full Vandal buy. And look at this, they're eyeing it.
They really want to try to get this. The pop flash out. Weapon is recovered. Maj puts a shot into Jing's shoulder and cannot get the kill. In the meantime, A site has been completely and utterly cleared. And this does allow for Mr. Fallen to get himself into a bit of a cheeky position.
What a beautiful shot from our observers. I love that.
Spike planted.
Cheers to them. As, oh, turret set up, cleared out. Seekers now sent through. Just completely identify everybody's positioning here as Mr. Fallen trying to spray across into Flowers, trying to find some opening connections to try to whittle them down. Devi taken out. Out of Captain! Guns down 3! They try to approach from Secret, but he says no. Not having any of that. Now Jing will be found. And FUT will continue to work their way back up this hill. 3 rounds now found in total.
It's just so scary. I mean, PRX responds to this so well immediately off the contact that something gets. Not only does he get contact, he finds a kill off of it. And then they're all just quickly rotating and some laughs coming out from guys. Having a good time there, starting to kind of embrace the chaos of playing against PRX.
It's an orbital strike online here for Captain. As all the util gets sent out, but the rush play starts coming in. Jing dealt with right off the rip. Devi is well going to fall as Mr. Fallen comes up with those 2 eliminations. Now they're going to go rushing forward. Forsaken, slight little off angle, manages to come away with a second kill, but he cannot find another. That's Mind Freak and something now scrambling to try to get their way over towards this B site.
My ultimate is ready.
Something is getting through attacker spawn very, very quickly. Mind
You
Freak.
should run.
Stars coming back, but they're going to use the lockdown here. Try to clear it out.
I thought maybe they wouldn't, but I appreciate that they do. They realize the position that they're in. They need to close this out, but somehow Mind Freak comes away with 2. That puts us now into a good old-fashioned 1v1, a jet battle. His knives are out, and the timing so narrow, but Kiwi gets himself out. Pushing up towards heaven, the push back down, and he gets the headshot instantly. A 3K from Kiwi to keep the momentum going.
Ooh, great stuff from Kiwi there. So reactive on the back of that. Mind Freak just knowing that he doesn't have much of a chance against that lockdown, just decides to step into it, see if he can make it a hero play, and he comes so darn close.
The fact that he gets that second kill is
That's
just
absolutely nasty.
nuts. That much more pressure on Kiwi to get the headshot, but he was damn good for it. And that is going to be the brakes pumped for the second time this series now by PRX. Alex, not liking the scoreline where it's at right now, says, guys, this should have been over with.
Yeah, it is going to have to be another kind of lower buy from PRX. A couple of ults for them, but yeah, still had a captain sitting on that orbital strike as well. Mosh one away from the Viper's pit. So a couple big ults could come into play for FUT off the back of this, but I mean, you know, PRX was doing a good job there kind of early on, like fast rotating onto the pressure, onto the hits that FUT was bringing, but FUT was doing a good job of pumping the brakes, of making sure that they weren't just walking into that aggression. A lot of times against EG, FUT would get caught kind of trying to cut through smokes, and EG would just gun them down. And so they're taking their time here. They're being a little bit more cautious on this attacker side. than the last time we saw them out on this map against EG.
Full stack setup here over at A. The util ready to fly with the sky cam. You can see the lineups going through. So they immediately have to evacuate multiple positions here, do Paper Rex.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that
fight
just
into the back as
cleared
well.
out all of backside.
It's a whole team of lineup Larrys here on the side of FUT. They occupy
Oh no.
a decent amount of space there to begin with there at A. Now Jing, gonna pop the running back, swings under the corner, finds himself 2 kills before getting snapped back.
Down A.
Curveball at the ready. Somehow Crack's still coming away with that kill, just holds down M1. But now it's all on Kiwi, and he cannot stand his ground.
Defenders win.
Another blink and you miss it round, but that's the one that ends the series. 13-4, Paper Rex will take down FUT and now advance, keeping themselves in the upper bracket to square off against Loud.
And FUT gave us a good showing on Ascent. It was a very close map there on their map pick, but you move over to Pearl, a map that has been very solid for Paper Rex all throughout the year. And like you were saying, Achilleos, the composition hasn't